Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday to Yearns, to you and to yours. LaDonna, you look like Thomas Dolby. Blinding me with science. Beeper,
I
beeper.
can never control exactly what my hair is going to look like when I wake up.
It's Brandy, are my words backwards on my screen?
No, it looks good.
It looks good on yours. Okay. All right. Well, I feel like I've got the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fate. Rising up. Welcome to our Fully Awake 365 devotional. We're glad you're here on today. Glad to be reconnecting with you as well. How are things in the ATL, Donald?
They are good. They're good. Are you still not here?
I'm not. We're heading back in a couple of
Okay.
days.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, let me show you. I have a friend with me this morning. Come here, Titi. All right, look. There's
Good
lady
morning.
with her little tongue.
Well, as I sent you a video a few days ago, I have six new little friends.
Mm, help her,
Let
Lord,
me tell
help her.
everybody what happened. So, my ongoing saga with all of our cats in the backyard, they just keep having kittens. So we knew about a month and a half ago that one of the mama cats had kittens, but we didn't know where they were because they hide them for the first month or so. So we went to Florida and came back, and we knew they were here because she kept ravenously eating. So I knew she was nursing kittens somewhere. So a few days ago, they appeared, and there are six of them. And so I took a little video and said, I put my current situation and I sent it to my sibling text thread. And my brother just sent back intervention.
It's time to
Which I
come
have.
back.
I have called a place called Planned Pethood, and they're supposed to be getting back to me in a few days to help me come set traps and spay and neuter the ones that I can.
So are you putting your teenage female cats on feline birth control? Is this what's happening?
Yes.
Too many chillins in my backyard.
They're
Okay.
cute though. They're like this big and they just like tumble over each other and roll around on their backs. They're just little puff balls of fur. They're adorable.
Daddy would say they're cute when they're little, but they don't
But they
stay.
grow up.
They grow up. They don't stay little. They grow up and eat rabbits. All right. Well, good luck with your spaying and neutering. Who was it Bob
It
Barker?
was Bob Barker.
On The Price
That
is
was his
Right.
sign off. Spay and neuter your pets.
Rest in peace, Bob Barker, with his long microphone. Remember his long
Mhm. It
microphone?
was long, but then on the end it just had had a
Little tiny,
little bitty bulb. It was a classic 70s microphone.
remember to spay and neuter your dogs and cats. Okay. All right. Well, today is June the 1st. Speaking of our father, tomorrow would have been his 88th
Mhm.
birthday. And so happy heavenly birthday, Peepaw. Pee, we miss you. But today's June 1st, and we're in a new month, respecting the journey of others. Today's devotion is called Get Off My Ship. And before we do that, I have a little joy for everyone. Um, I think most people will recognize this song, and I'll have to ask my sister's permission to tell a very diplomatically retold story that relates to this song. Let's see if you recognize the song and the artist.
Pretty sure that you've shared this story before. So we'll see. LaDonna, you'll have to tell.
We're gonna see.
How can I just let you walk away? Just let you leave without a trace. When I stand here taking every breath with you. Ooh, you're the only
There's nothing left here to remind us. Just a minute. I mean, I know that love songs can be corny, but those words are hauntingly poetic.
Yeah.
Those are really, really good words. So I get it, LaDonna. Um, all right. While the guesses are still amassing, uh, when my sister was a young woman, she was had a crush on a person. And by the way, this power thing is not charging, Brandon. I don't know if you're plugged into the wrong source or not. Um, and I stumbled upon or got into her things
As little brothers are wont
as
to do.
little brothers do, and found her diary journal, one of the 87 journals that were under her bed, and she had taken the words to this song, the chorus to this song, which says, "Take a look at me now."
Mhm.
And the guy that she was had a crush on wasn't really paying, or she didn't feel like was paying her much attention. He did later. And then once he did pay her attention, she realized,
I didn't want anything to do with it.
he's very pretty, but there's nothing to talk about here. There's nothing of substance here. And but she wrote this poem to him saying, "So and so, you better take a look at me now." And so we were doing something, and I wanted her to do something. I don't remember if I wanted her to take me somewhere because I couldn't drive, or make me food or something. And she was like, I will in a minute. Or she said no or something. And I said, you better take a look at me now. And she was like, what? I was like, yeah, I know. And I'm gonna tell if you don't take me to the gym or
And we
something.
were with this person a lot
We were with this person
because
a
our
lot.
parents were friends.
I may have been saying it in front of him. You
He
better
may
take
have been
a
there
look at
when you
me.
said it. Yeah.
Yeah, you better take a look at me. So I regret snooping into her things, and
No, you don't.
I don't regret it. No,
But you
I'm
know
not
what?
sorry.
I have a question for God. When I finally meet God, I'm gonna say, why did you give stupid teenagers such deep emotions about
Yeah.
things? Because you look back now. Also, here's another one. Do you remember the REO Speedwagon song, Time for Me to Fly?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Time for
Song
me
about
to
a
fly.
break. I mean, a horrible, I've been around for you, been up and down for you. I can't seem to get any relief. I wrote those lyrics in a letter to a boy when I was 15.
15.
How could I possibly have been through anything at 15 and thought my life was over? So I'm going to ask God, why do you make teenagers and young so emotional? And then by the time you're like 60, you're like, okay,
I
whatever.
don't care.
You want to leave? Bye.
I'll see you later.
You need to have the strong emotions when you've been married for 30 years and you need them. You don't need them when you're 15.
Ah, how funny.
Okay.
All right. Well, there you go, people. There's the. Oh, sorry. We did not reveal. LaDonna, you want to reveal the song?
Okay, so that's Phil Collins with Against All Odds from great movie Against All
And,
Odds.
and we never really read off who all got it. Let's see here. Marty, Dr. Sharonda, Mary, and Fred. Yes, yes. Looks like Bobby as well. But over on YouTube, we were kind of quiet. But Durante jumped in there, Dr. Ray, and yes, Durante, that is the artist. So happy
Which,
Monday.
by the way, Against All Odds, that movie starred Jeff Bridges, who looked strikingly like my first husband, which was one of the main reasons I married him again. Okay.
He did look a lot
He looked
like
a
that.
lot like Jeff Bridges. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, get off my ship. Here's our affirmation. Today, I will be conscious of who is on my ship, how they influence my direction, and ultimately determine my destination. I will trust that the same spirit guiding me toward my destiny is also ordering the steps of others. I will release those not destined to ride with me and rest in the knowledge that the same God who is perfecting those things concerning me is actively making a way for all of his children.
That's the trust. So this our devotion centers around the story of Jonah, which is for me probably one of the most, I don't know how to say it. It is indicative of still the most modern day ideas of what church is like, and really what the evangelical mission is. And it is that we don't we don't want other people to be a part, people that are unlike us or that won't assimilate into our a specific culture. We don't want them to be a part of what we do. Um, so Jonah is commissioned by God to go to Nineveh, which is modern day Iraq, and he flees to Tarshish. He wants to go, and I know you love that word, LaDonna, Tarshish.
Tarshish, yeah.
Tarshish. Shush. Shush your tar your shush. Um, and so people think that sometimes I heard it taught as a kid that Jonah was afraid of the Ninevites. The Ninevites were gonna beat him up and or kill him or take him as a slave or something. That's not really what it was. Jonah did not. Jonah knew that God was merciful and that God would include the Ninevites, and he didn't want that. So he flees, goes somewhere, goes to Tarshish or on the way to Tarshish. A storm arises. The sailors do everything they can. All their superstitions, they what's called casting lots, or if you're familiar with like drawing straws. Um, like who's the reason that the gods are mad at us? And there's a storm that's risen. So Jonah finally says, "Look, it's me. I'm the guy. If you'll throw me over the ship, the storm will stop." They continue to like, let's throw some luggage over. Let's throw other things over. It's not you, Jonah. He goes, "No, it is me." So they finally throw him off the ship. And of course, I perceive this as mythology, but there's still a sacred story in it, and there's a lesson to be learned from it. A fish swallows him. He's in a belly of a fish for 3 days. Jesus refers to this later. The only sign I will give you is the sign of Jonah, because they're seeking a sign. Now, this is an interesting study. If you guys want to do a little study today, in the books, the Gospels of Mark, Matthew, and Luke, Jesus refuses to give a sign. And he says he'll never give them a sign. Only an adulterous generation seeks a sign. He says, the only sign I will give you is the sign of Jonah. The Son of Man will also be in the earth for 3 days, which we know it was about 36 hours. It wasn't 3 days, but it was a parallel. Okay. So but in the Gospel of John, all Jesus gives is signs. That's all he does is I will perform a sign so you'll know that I'm the Son of God. I am God. I'm divine. That's all he does. And in the Gospel of John, yeah, there's actually almost no teachings in the Gospel of John. Um, so Jonah is swallowed by a fish. He is vomited, vomited onto the shores of Nineveh. Can you imagine how guest preachers show up to preach at your church in their nice cars with their entourage and their attaches and adjutants and helpers and center and armor bearers and all of these things, and someone carrying their Bible and their LaDonna, their tea lady,
I
the
was going to
person
say they're tea ladies.
and the tea lady. Which tea would you like before you preach today? The man of God, the wipers, the people who bring the cloth, all the things that the man and woman of God need. Jonah shows up at his preaching engagement in a pool of vomit. Okay, this is this is fictional, but he shows up in a pool of vomit, gets up and says, "God has a God has a word for you. All y'all stank. You're all you need to repent." And for some reason, they accept it. They accept the word, and they turn or they rethink or they repent from their wickedness. And Jonah is so mad about it. He's so mad that he says, "God, I'd rather you just kill me. Just kill me. I don't want to include the Ninevites. This is why I didn't want to come in the first place. I told you I'm going to Tarshish. I'm tired of the Nineveh
I'm
conversation,
done with the
LaDonna.
Nineveh
I'm not
conversation.
having the Nineveh conversation anymore. And I told you, God, that you were going to be kind and merciful to these people. That's why I didn't want to come in the first place." And so I like to position myself theologically, not with Jesus just saying, there's a sign I'm going to give you that I'm going to be in the belly of the earth for 3 days like Jonah. I perceive the sign of Jonah among us is the sign of churches not wanting to be inclusive, not wanting to include our same gender loving siblings, not wanting to perceive that God might be bigger than just one way, um, et cetera, et cetera, ad nauseum. But here's where I wanted to. So that is the story of Jonah, and then God makes a plant. God brings a plant to grow. The plant gives Jonah some shade. Jonah falls in love with the plant. God kills the plant. And Jonah is mourning. He is just, oh my goodness, my little plant has died. Where is my little plant gone? My little plant has died. God comes back to Jonah and says, let me get this right. You love this little plant more than you love 500,000 people, 500,000 people's lives. So that's the story of Jonah. Okay. So I don't know why people would name their child Jonah, but they do. And it's an awful story. Jonah is an awful story of exclusivity. So in this framework, we find that it might seem cruel that these people throw Jonah off their ship. Okay. But there's a divine trust that's happening here. Number one, it is that the person on your ship that is not supposed to be on your ship, they have a destiny. They have a destination. They have a purpose. And their purpose sometimes is not aligned with your purpose. Okay. And if those purposes are not aligned, your trip together is going to be very stormy. How can two walk together lest they be agreed? Okay. So it seems harsh, but they do throw Jonah off the ship. So two things happen. Jonah gets to his purpose because he's connected to the wrong ship. He gets safely to his destination, and the ship gets to where they're going safely. Okay. They're not shipwrecked, but had they stayed on the ship with each other, they probably would not have ended in that way. So what sometimes in our lives might seem like being cold or harsh, or wanting someone not to be on our ship, or having to put someone off of our ship, it is not really about harshness. It is about surrendering to the idea that we're not equally yoked. We're not supposed to be together. We're not supposed to walk together. And sometimes that means that people that you were friends with as a child or a teenager, that you didn't have a deep meaning relationship with, you just shared experiences. You went to high school together, you played basketball together, you cheerleaded together, whatever, you were in the drama club together. It doesn't mean that you were meant to walk with them for a lifetime. A common past does not mean a common present or future. And so trust that the person you put off your ship that's not supposed to be there, God will get them to their destination, and then God will get you as the navigator of your ship to your destination. So giving you permission today, put Jonah off of your ship. I'm done with the conversation about Nineveh, LaDonna. All right, turning it back.
There's one more lesson in that though.
All right.
You'll get there, but if you didn't do it, if you waited too long, then you're going to get there with vomit all over you.
If you wait too long, you're gonna get there with vomit in your hair. So. And that's the moral of the story. I love it. All right, turning it to you, LaDonna.
Okay, here is our ending prayer. Captain of the sea, give me the wisdom to board the right ship and the courage to carry the right passengers. Amen.
Get off my ship, but get on my bus, whatever. Whatever works for you. Find the people that are your tribe and your vibe, and trust that the other people are still under the divine care of the mind of the universe. God is working out their salvation with them as God is working out our salvation as well. We trust that the body is made up of different parts, and each part brings some sense of completeness. But I am not a foot. I am not a hand. You have to know which part of the body you are. Okay. Looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow morning. Connection will resume in person and virtually. That's 11 a.m. Spirit and Truth Sanctuary. And then Wednesday night, we resume our Gospel of Inclusion teaching. Friday, again, our devotion. Sunday morning, our first Sunday, we will gather together for worship The Word and the Holy Eucharist together. Saturday is our work day, church work day. I will send you an email. There are kind of spring, summer cleaning to be done inside. We do a great job every week cleaning the major places of our church, but occasionally things like stairwells and little cobwebs here and there that need to be dealt with on a quarterly basis. We look forward for you coming out to help with that. If you can help us outside, there are many things, many weeds and tares growing in our wheat. The tares are growing in our wheat, people. We need you to come deter us, tear, free us from the tears. We will be doing some pressure washing, some trimming of the hedges. So yeah, bring all your tools that you think might be necessary for that. Looking forward to seeing you. That's this coming Saturday. Anything else, Brandon? I could think about. All right, that's everything, people. Enjoy the rest of your day. The Lord is good, and put peoples off of your ship. And we will see you again tomorrow morning at Connection Service. Go in peace.